My dear friends, it is to Jesus' singular credit that time and time again he met the Pharisees' relentless hostility with a sublime wisdom and serenity. In today's gospel, the Pharisees are at it again. They attempt to ensnare Jesus with a crucial theological question. Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law? Jesus responds with a two-part answer, an answer that's at once comprehensive and enlightening. First, says Jesus, you shall love the Lord your God with your whole heart, with your whole soul, and with your whole mind, which means to God we must offer an unqualified, unreserved love, a love which dominates our emotions, a love which directs our thoughts, a love which is the wellspring of our actions. Speaking to our love for God, St. Augustine explains, we must love the Lord our God with our whole heart, that is, with all our thoughts and will, with our whole soul, that is, with our whole life, with our whole mind, that is, with all our understanding. Thus, my dear friends, Jesus has left no part of life untouched by God. Every aspect, every area, every detail of our existence must be permeated by God's love and filled with His presence. Concomitantly, Jesus offers a second commandment, which He declares is like the first. Love your neighbor as yourself. These two great commandments encapsulate, epitomize all religion and religious teaching. Now it might seem rather odd to consider why, in the first place, do we need to be commanded to love God? Obviously, to our God, our Creator and Sovereign Lord, our obedience, homage, and worship are due. But love, total love, why love God? Why are we commanded to love God? Because providentially, our Creator is a loving Savior God. For we believe in a God who is not a taskmaster nor a harsh ruler, but a loving, caring Father, as taught by Jesus in the prayer He gave us. In fact, Jesus Himself is the fullest expression and revelation of God's immense love for us. For God so loved the world that He gave us His only Son, so that whoever believes in Him may not perish, but may have life eternal. Because our God has created us in love and redeemed us out of love, our God rightly deserves and commands our total love and devotion. However, there is more. In His divine plan, God has created us for love, that is, to love Him and to love our neighbors as well. Our former Holy Father, Benedict XVI, spoke to the human vocation to love when he wrote, and I quote, Borrowing from an analogy from biology, we could say that upon his genome, the human being bears a profound mark of the Trinity of God as love. End of quote. Created by a triune God who is love, we are then destined to mirror and to reflect that Trinitarian love in our lives by loving God and one another. And for us Catholics, as for all Christians, there is a further compelling reason to love one another. Jesus' new commandment. At the Last Supper, at that first Eucharist, Jesus said, "A new commandment I give you, love one another as I have loved you." This love, Jesus declared, would serve as the Christian community's characteristic identifying mark, a sure sign of being his followers. "By this," said Jesus, "shall all people know you to be my disciples, that you love one another." My dear friends, the gospel's great commandment calls us to let nothing dissuade us or derail us from seeking our God totally and wholeheartedly in every area and aspect of our lives, even as we experience God's promise of eternal love for us in our love for one another. May every word and act and attitude of ours be animated by our God's transforming love and lead us to love and serve God and neighbor sincerely and wholeheartedly.